Light the beam, everybody, for another special episode of Nerdy for 30. This one, like the two special episodes before it, is also titled Heaven and Heck. This is where myself, Kevin Bauer, a.k.a. the Critics' Choice, along with the People's Champ, Tim Keck.
If you feel it, chase it, baby.
If you feel it, chase it. Take a break from our normal podcasting of talking about nerdy-ish movies for 30-ish minutes to give you, the listeners, some advice. We're going to tackle some advice, maybe some Ask Reddit questions, maybe some emails that have come into us, some feedback on the show. We're going to dive right into it. But before we dive right into it, Tim, how you been doing lately? Let's catch up. I haven't seen you in a minute. What's good?
I know. I've been good. I went on a trip to France. That was pretty fun. I don't know if I talked about that on the pod at all. It was cool.
I don't think you have.
I feel like when I got back, everyone was like, oh, were the French mean to you? Oh, were the French mean? They're like not nice people, right? They hate Americans. And I was like, I did not have that experience at all. Everyone was very nice to me. I don't know. Just I didn't get any rudeness.
Do you think the French feared you?
They think they feared me. Do you think I'm just like too big for them to deal with? They're afraid of me. I don't know. I don't know if they fear me. I was with my girlfriend. She's very outgoing. So she's like talking to all the kids. She's a teacher. So she talks to all the kids and just we're bonjouring to everybody. You know, I just feel like we were in vacation mode, and Vacation Tim is flirting with everybody, you know, hey, guy in the street, giving him a nod, giving him a heads up. You looking good today? You know, I feel like we were just oozing positivity on this trip for the moments when we weren't sleep deprived and upset. But I don't know. I feel like it was good. People were very nice and there was nobody was mean to us. And I feel like everyone wanted to come back and say they're mean. And I've heard people, we went to France, we went to Paris, and people were mean. They weren't nice to us. And I guess I'm wondering what they were doing.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, this is one of those things where I think there's a learning curve where people also say Paris is very dirty. And then you come from New York and you're like, no.
Yeah.
it's actually pretty good. Like all things considered.
This is nice.
Yeah. Now, if you going to Japan earlier this year and then come to New York, it's just like, oh no. Like you kind of see, we were there for long enough to come back and then see that we do all live in a pile of trash all the time. So, you know, trash recognize trash, Paris, shout out. But like, there's also, you know, there's this learning curve to living in a bigger city where you have to be very aware of your surroundings all the time, because if you're standing in the middle of the fucking street, people can't get around you very easily. You need to make sure in the same vein that you're walking fast on the sidewalk. Generally speaking, you just need to have your fucking head on your shoulders. Like, be there, be present. Don't just be gawking. Pull over to the side if you're going to take pictures of something. But, yeah, that said, the French were mean to me.
They were mean to you?
Yeah, we got, I mean, some French, but it's exacerbating situations. We got off the plane. We were super jet lagged. We dropped our bags at the hotel, but we couldn't check in for like another couple hours because we were early. So we just found the closest cafe and we're like, well, this would be great. You know, to us, it feels like it's like, you know, fucking 3 or whatever. To them, it's still the morning. And so it's like, all right, well, we'll get our first espresso and like a croissant or something. And we go in there, and it's very intimidating to speak a language in a place, like a language that you're not fluent in. It's very, very intimidating. I have a ton of respect for people who come to America as visitors and are like, you know, openly like very forward about trying to speak English. It's great. It's really cool. It takes a lot of courage. So we tried to order in French, and I understand more than I can speak by a little bit, just by virtue of taking French classes for a while. My pronunciation's rusty, my diction, all that shit. So we ordered very clunkily, and then we heard the waitress yell back to the kitchen, 2 croissants for the stupid Americans. And it's like, all right, well, cool. That was the first thing. That was the first thing that we did outside of dropping our bags off.
That's amazing. That's incredible. But I will say, I didn't try to speak French at all. I said bonjour and then just talked in English. And nobody complained. Everyone just adapted.
Well, here's the thing. They would have done that even if you had spoken French, because it is one of those things where if you try to speak French, they're just immediately going to switch into English. And it's like they don't want you butchering the French language.
I think that's part of it. But I think the fact that I didn't even try, it's just one less thing to hold against me. Right. You go up there and you try your best to order and you sound like a stupid American and they're like, oh, stupid Americans. But I'm just like, bonjour. Hey, can I have a croissant? What do you guys got back there? And they're like, okay, cool. This guy knows his limitations. He's not being a cocky jerk about it.
Oh, there's something to be said about that. There is. We were talking about that with like Stavros Halkias this past week, and I was talking about him with a friend, where it's like, it would take so much for me to be shocked by something that guy did. Where, because I just feel like, for better or worse, he is exactly who he is, and he's not trying to be anyone else. And it is funny to me how it's like, if somebody is like openly, I'm not calling Stavros a scumbag, but if a different person were to openly be a scumbag, and then if you call them on it, they'll be like, yeah, you're right, I was being an asshole. Maybe I'll be different next time. Versus if somebody is like trying their best and maybe they're accidentally an asshole, it's somehow way worse.
Right. Like you were making a sincere effort.
Yeah.
To try and get on their level, and the sincerity offended them.
Yeah.
Your sincerity, your genuine attempt to speak their language was offensive to them. And which is interesting. I feel like we're so different with language here in the US. It feels very much like, oh, speak English or you're screwed.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Like I don't. It must be so hard. In Europe, there's like all these signs in English. There's always like an English menu. It's very easy to get around knowing just English in Europe. Then you come to the United States and there is nothing being translated in other languages around here.
Right.
Even in New York, it's just all English and you're out of luck. Like if I ran a store and someone came up to order something, they couldn't just say hi and then order in French.
Right.
They would have to try to speak English so that I could even come close to meeting them. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So that instinctively for us is like what you got to do. You got to make an attempt to translate because there's just such a barrier here. But over there isn't.
Yeah. You just trust fall into their open arms.
Yeah. You just got to trust fall with them. You got to trust fall right in there. I don't know. Maybe that's part of it. Maybe the attempted French is offensive to them. I don't know. I agree with the thing with Paris being dirty is like New York is just the most city I think that exists. And I haven't seen anything that changes my mind on that. It's like got the very best things that cities have. It's got the very worst things that cities have. And if you're like talking about trash, it's no comparison. There's going to be more trash here than anywhere else because we're the greatest city in the world, damn it. And when it comes to trash, we have more of it than anyone else, any other city, except, the city boycotting or something like that. I will say Tower of, what do they have? I keep calling it the Leaning Tower of Pisa, but that's not the one that's there.
It's Eiffel.
It's the they have the Eiffel. They have the Eiffel. My question about the Eiffel Tower is, when are they going to finish it?
Wow, dude! Shots
when are they
fired.
going to finish it? Did they just quit in the middle of this
Eiffel
thing?
Tower?
It's just sticks, man. It's just sticks. Throw a tarp over that thing. I also thought
throw a tarp over it.
Throw a tarp. It's going to rain. Everyone's getting wet. Like they clearly just gave up halfway through, and everyone's there. The guy, we did a boat tour that was awesome, and the person there said that I guess there was a well-known author or journalist, and they used to go and eat in the restaurant in the Eiffel Tower all the time, every day. And somebody asked him, why do you go there that much? And he's like, this is the only place in the city where I don't have to look at the Eiffel Tower.
Awesome. Oh,
and I was
my
like,
God.
That's badass. That's so true. So true. It looks completely unimpressed with the Eiffel Tower. I was going to say a 0 in my book.
Go with me on this. All right. So in your mind, if let's say they finish the Eiffel Tower, what's it look like? What's it look like when it's done to you?
A giant pyramid.
Oh, so you're picturing closed off sides.
Yeah, you got to close off the sides. They've committed to the point. I mean, you could go square it off, or you go pyramid and just go full Bass Pro Shop in the top.
Okay.
Right, because then you can be like, then you'd be like, sorry, it took 1,000 years or whatever to finish this thing, but it was always destined to be a Bass Pro Shop, which is why it looks so weird.
Yeah, the reason they haven't finished it is because they haven't, at the time, Bass Pro Shop didn't exist yet. So that's going to put you back a few decades right there.
Right. They were waiting. They knew something was coming. Their oracles had predicted that they would need some sort of a chapel for the pros of bass to worship in.
Sure. I do think that there's kind of like a bootstrap paradox thing going on where, like, I think the same thing, the pyramids in Egypt were actually just constructed based on visions that ancient Egyptians had of the coming Bass Pro Shop. They didn't know what it was, but they knew it was coming.
Of the pyramid Bass Pro Shop in Atlanta or wherever there's one in Georgia that's just straight up a pyramid. Yeah. It's like, that's what they were chasing, man. That's what the Egyptians were chasing.
Do you think
bury me under the Bass Pro Shop?
I was just gonna say, do you think there's any mummies buried under the Bass Pro Shop in Atlanta? Who's like an Atlanta pharaoh? Would we like bury Rick Ross as a mummy under the Bass Pro Shop when he dies?
Bury Rick Ross under the Bass Pro Shop.
He's buried under there with like some lemon pepper wings and like.
I was picturing, like the old pyramids were like booby trapped and stuff.
Oh,
imagine just like walking down the wrong aisle and taking a face of ancient acid. Your skin starts melting off. Like a pile of scarabs drop out of the airboat you're sitting in.
Oh, yeah, dude. The scarabs are in like the fishing section. So you're looking at all the different baits and you're like, oh, these are pretty cool. We got some sinkers, we got some floaters. And then you pick up one and you're like, huh, this is a really shiny beetle lure. Yeah. And then it crawls into your skin and does the mummy thing.
It's just like the mummy. You think it's fake. It's not. I was also like sinkers and floaters. We're just describing these like turds, baby.
Yeah, that's
what you got over here. Well, I got a couple sinkers, some floaters. Floaters. Yeah, get some more fiber in your diet or whatever. You got to start eating some heavier food, my guy.
Man, no, I'm on that styrofoam diet.
Styrofoam diet.
It's just rice cakes. Those rice cakes.
The rice cakes. Yeah, there's different ways to create a floater. Is either mass or shape. So if you can just like lay a dense pancake across the surface of the water.
Jesus Christ. How did we get here?
I don't know.
I got another mummy pitch for you.
Okay.
Let's do like a Lego sequel for the Mummy. And it's Brendan Fraser. He's back in the role. We're capitalizing on the fact that he's kind of back in Hollywood. He's got to do a mummy adventure. Maybe it's with like he and Evie's daughter or something. And we're kind of setting her up as like, maybe we're going to continue the franchise with her, but we're not because this movie's going to bomb. And so they're going to sit on the IP until they can fully reboot it. But for the Lego sequel, Brendan Fraser has to do some tomb raiding in the Bass Pro Shops pyramid.
Oh, I think that's a great idea. Is they get to this ancient site. It turns out it's now currently a Bass Pro Shop. I also think Brendan Fraser should be playing his character from The Whale.
Oh.
So between these two things, this is going to be a very fresh dynamic.
Yeah.
This is a brand new take on the Mummy franchise. The ride is going to be out of control.
Mm-hmm. Have you ridden the Mummy ride at Universal Studios?
I think I did. I think it eventually became like the Twister ride or something.
I think the reverse. I think it was Twister, and then it turned into, because they currently have one down at Universal Studios. I was down there with my family a couple years ago. The Mummy ride slaps, dude. It's so good. They do a full fake out at one point where you pull back into what looks like the ride is over. And there's like a ride attendant up in the top. And it's like, all right, everyone, please stay seated until the ride. And then like the ride booth explodes and like a bunch of mummies come out and everything lights on fire and the ride keeps going. It was like, this rules.
Oh, I have not been on it. That's insane. I would remember that for sure.
Yeah, you'd love it. It's a blast.
I went on all those things when I was a kid because I grew up there and then just never felt the need to go back once I turned, 16. Mm-hmm. So there's been all these new developments in the parks, and even the Mummy, I think, came out after I was already like, I'm kind of done with this park.
Yeah.
You know, it's overwhelming how many people there are. You talk about how mean people are in France. They've obviously never been to Disney World because those motherfuckers, they're piranhas, man. They will eat the skin from your bones, the flesh from your body if you cross them at all.
Oh, yeah.
Just a bunch of mean-spirited people trying to get around, taking up a bunch of space. God, don't go there.
It's tough. I love Disney World. You know, we went there too with the family. It was great. Lauren and I actually did Tokyo Disney when we were over in Japan too.
Oh yeah,
So-
how was that? How was Japan?
Oh man. Well, we barely got any France. I want to get more France, but
My
yeah,
other Eiffel
get in there.
Tower take,
yeah.
not enough office space.
In the Eiffel Tower?
In the Eiffel Tower, we need some office space. Listen, you got Freedom Tower here, you got the Empire State Building. What is happening in there? New Yorkers are working. They are pushing paper inside
Wow.
these big monuments. No one's working at the Eiffel Tower. It's just a bare bones frame, right? It reminds me of those. You ever see those, like, what do they call them? The like pavilions, like for sun, that block the sun over like picnic over tables and stuff. People put them in, but instead of making a full thing, like a full flat roof, they'll just put like 2x4s in like vertically so that there's just gaps in this.
What? I don't know that I know this at all.
You never see.
Are you describing a jail?
No, it's just instead of making a full roof, they leave gaps in it. And so it's really just to block the sun when it's shining at angles, but it's useless in the rain.
Huh. Yeah, I don't
I've
know.
never really
I'll keep
understood
an eye
what this
out for that.
is. Well, it reminds me of the Eiffel Tower, where it's like you could have finished the job. You could have made this little waterproof. You could have, had some flexibility with this. I don't know. Now I want to Google it, but I don't even know what to Google. I don't know how to. I couldn't describe it to you. How am I supposed to describe it to Google?
You just got to get in there and do your best. Man. Yeah, that's crazy. Thinking about it. So, Dave, our buddy Dave, friend of the pod, David Rafalides, used to work in the Empire State Building.
Yeah.
And he said that it sucked because every time you watch a movie that's set in New York, they show the Empire State Building. And so every single time they did that, he just thought about work.
He did me a solid one time. My sister was coming to town, and the best thing in life is when you know somebody.
Oh, yeah.
Knowing somebody is the pinnacle of success, right? It's just the best achievement you have.
Yeah.
My sister's coming to New York, and I'm like, do I know anybody? Wait, I know Dave. Came up organically in conversation. He's like, I'll just take her to the top of the Empire State Building. I work there. And I was like, what? You would do that? That's incredible. So then my sister goes with her friend. Dave, I'm like, don't worry, Dave's going to take care of you. He comes down to the lobby. Very nice. He just walks them by the whole line of people, takes them right to the roof. She sent me a photo. It was the foggiest day
Oh, no.
in the history of New York. They're on the Empire State Building. She sent me a photo, and it's like her holding an umbrella that's turned inside out and just gray darkness around her. Couldn't see a thing. And I was like, oh man, the one time I've got a great friend bringing the hookup.
Oh, man.
Elements outside of our control. But, that's a good story.
Yeah, it is. It is the best feeling in the world, dude. One time I took my coworkers to taping Colbert with Nemo's help when Nemo was working there, and they hooked us up. They got us like front row seats in the taping. So like my coworkers were already thrilled because they couldn't believe, like, they'd never seen me do comedy. They'd heard that I did comedy, but they never saw me do it. And then they still haven't, actually. Yeah. And they listen to this podcast. So they sit us in the front row and they're wowed. Like already they can't believe it. And then in one of the commercial breaks, this dude that I went to college with is in the house band. So he plays trumpet in the house band. And during one of the commercial breaks, he saw me and we like waved to each other. And then he came over and we were just talking and catching up. And then they were like, what the fuck? Like that was like, even though we were already there, it was this beautiful moment of like this like perfect further confirmation. It seemed like it'd been set up. And then afterwards they were like, that was so cool. And it's truly just like this dude and I live next to each other in the dorms. That's it. Like he just lived in the dorm next to me and that's it. But in the context, you just take us and you transpose that 500 miles. Suddenly it's impressive.
It's the coolest thing, man. It's so good. It's so good. I saw Fallon one time,
Mhm.
and for a taping, and they actually made me move because they were going to do an audience bit, and they didn't want me in the shot.
What? Oh no. Well, because you clearly would have drawn so much attention. It's like you're going to steal all the attention from Jimmy.
Maybe. I mean, I was just kind of like I wasn't dressed very well, beard going crazy. And I'm sitting next to a guy who was very well put together. And they were like, hey, could you guys just switch seats?
Oh,
I was
my
like,
God.
oh no, this sucks. So then I think Arthur Meyer did like a bit in the audience. And like my roommate at the time is just sitting there like looking at him. And I'm like, I'm kind of glad I'm not in this actually.
That's always to me the
It
hardest
hurts to be
thing
told to
do.
move. But
Yeah.
just sitting there and smiling while someone does a bit, it's like going to a stand-up show and someone tries to do crowd work with you. And I'm like,
yeah.
listen, man, I know you're going to win. I kind of know what the deal is. I'm just trying to do the bare minimum to like get out of this. You know, I don't want you to talk to me. I don't want you to talk to me at all.
Dude, it's the fucking worst. Yeah. And I feel like whenever that happens, it's like I'm like a crowd work magnet for it. I want no fucking part of it. I love doing it. I love being the one doing it. Receiving
Yes.
it, it's like, I want to be a good mark for your crowd work bit, but also like, I don't want to fuck this up. And so it's like, I don't want to like act, but by the same token, it's like, I'm not going to, I just don't, I don't want to have to do any of those mental gymnastics. I just want to watch the show.
I guess just having done stand-up, I recognize that I've already lost.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Right.
I mean,
You're doing a crowd work bit. And also it's like, if I won this exchange, it would hurt the rest of the show. And like, it wouldn't be good. Like, there's nothing. That's a very weird thing when you're like, just immediately cast as just like a supporting role. And you're like, you gotta like hold back. You just
Yeah.
gotta hang out and just let this person shine. And then they're asking you what your job is and all this shit. And it's like, leave me alone.
yeah.
Get out of here. You know, I just want my quiet time watching your performance. Dance for me, monkey. Don't talk to me.
If there were more seats at stand-up shows that were behind like a two-way mirror, so like
Mhm.
you're watching the show there live, but it's behind like, you know, like impact resistant glass, and
Oh,
they can't
geez.
see you at, like a hockey game. I would go see more stand-up shows. It's one of those things where it's truly, it's like I'm a fucking magnet. Like my big dumb face must just stand out in the crowd.
You are a crowd work magnet. I can tell that to you. Something about you. I'm just like, I can ask this guy questions.
It happens all the time on the street too. That's how you
Yeah.
know. People, I'm the first person that people ask directions. Well, you must get this too, like being tall, one of those things where it's like people all the time just asking you to grab things off high shelves in supermarkets too, right?
I love it. I can't get enough of it. It makes me feel incredible. Anytime I see someone like an old lady trying to reach the top shelf, I'm like, you know what? Let me get that for you.
Mhm.
And they're like, thank you. And I'm like, that's what I'm here for. You know, at work, it happens too, where they're like, oh, we have this bin up top of here. Could you pick this up? It's like, yeah, I could. I can, and I will. And I'm so excited I got to be here for you.
Man,
You know?
I wish I do, you know, if somebody asks me, I'm happy to help out, you know, always feels good helping a little old lady. But I feel like I would be more proactive with it if I hadn't been screamed at for it one time, where when I was like in high school, I was at a donut shop grabbing donuts before school one morning. And so I was like, you know, getting this big box of donuts. As I'm leaving, a couple like old folks are walking in, and one of the guys has a cane and he's moving real slow. And it's like
Yeah.
this couple is like in their 80s. So I go and I open up the door, and then I come around to hold it while he's coming in so that he can go in. And this dude unleashes on me. And he's like, I don't need you to hold the fucking door. I can hold the goddamn door myself, motherfucker. Like, just absolutely unleashes. And it's 7 a.m.
Did you kick his cane out from under him?
Yeah, dude, I beat this shit.
Yeah. Well, like, well, good luck doing it without this, and just throw it across the room. It's like, okay, I can be an
Oh my
asshole,
God,
man.
Jesus.
I can be a jerk too. Like, you want to be a jerk? We can all be jerks.
Yeah, it was, I mean, it's tough. You know, there's something going on there. You know, there's some kind of dignity situation. It just sucks. It's like I don't want to do this, man. I was trying to help, but
Yeah.
send them off. You know?
Never been fully reprimanded for doing something like that, like doing a solid, but there's some times where it's just like definitely just been blown off for it. Like I love a stroller coming out of a door, you know? Like someone's trying to get a stroller through and I'm like, I get to jump in, I get to be a hero, I get to hold that door open while they get the stroller out or a basket or something. Or you know what, in New York all the time, it's like someone's trying to get something heavy up the subway stairs and you get to just like throw a little hand on it and like, you know, pick it up and just go up the stairs and then you never talk to them again. You never see them again. It's just a tiny act of, it's like what the Flash must feel like, you know, fighting crime in Central City. He just flies in, he puts all the money back and then he leaves and everyone's like, what just happened? This bolt of yellow and red lightning came in here and fixed everything, made our lives easier. And now it's gone. That's what I feel like. Just swooping in like Superman, not sticking around for thank you. I don't need praise. I don't need you to.
It's not about the praise.
It's not about the praise. It's about the respect and the money.
You're robbing these people?
Oh, I'm robbing them too. Oh man, I'm doing a favor to let their guards down. You hold the door open for somebody, they're gonna feel safe around you, and that's their first mistake.
Oh my God!
You make them pay for it.
You see a stroller coming through the door, and you're like, "What a perfect mark!"
Pushing a stroller just looks like a cartoon bag of cash with a dollar sign on it. Like I just see a big one just rolling down the street.
Yeah, it's like when a cartoon character gets hungry and everybody turns into turkey legs.
Yeah,
you're just like just dollar signs. You're out here playing Crazy Taxi with just distracted New Yorkers. Like, oh, there's a green dollar sign over there. There's a red dollar sign. This person might pay attention. Man, it is kind of a high that it's a situation where you know that there is a right thing to do. Like it is a simple situation where you were able to see so clearly, here's an opportunity for me to help. I know exactly what I can do to help. I know exactly when I can help. It's right now. I know exactly where to go to help. It's right over there to hold the door open. It's just like life has so few of those moments where everything is so clear cut. And it feels good to just know exactly how to behave in that moment.
Right. There's so many people in New York. There's so many interactions going on. You're not talking to everybody. It's just such a clear cut transaction that you can step in and out, not speak a word to each other, and everything's fine.
Yeah.
It's great. It's great.
It's kind of beautiful.
It is kind of beautiful. Unlike the Eiffel Tower, which is a steaming pile of trash.
Did you go up the Eiffel Tower or just like, you know, admonish it from afar?
I got away from that thing as fast as I could.
You can see it from most of Paris.
It would be fun to go up. I mean, but I was also like, I kind of realized on this trip that I have a thing for heights. I don't know if I'm active. Maybe I have a fear of heights. I don't like heights.
Really?
And I was wondering if as another tall person, if you feel this, you know, like we're already so far from the ground that any more is just overkill.
Sure. I mean, the closest it ever really feels for me, you know, I grew up doing roller coasters and stuff at Cedar Point. So I do feel like the height aspect of it was kind of taken out of me, except in situations where like just because our center of gravity is naturally higher, you know, low railings and a high thing, that kind of sucks. There are definitely things where it's been like a protective, you know, wall to keep people from going over the edge. But to me, it hits like mid thigh. And so it's like, okay, this is actually kind of perfect tripping height. So there's those. The bigger one for me, I'm curious if you share in this. I don't like things that are bigger than me. So in a movie or something, if there's like kaiju, I've kind of started having a problem with like kaiju if they're depicted really realistically. There's a shot in I think the first Pacific Rim movie that really shows the scale that I struggle with. And then the other one is like, while we were down at Disney, we rode the Avatar ride. In Avatars, those things are supposed to be like, I think like 9 feet tall. Like they're big. And so you ride the ride and you're like going through the riverboat thing. And then at the end of it, there is a life-size like Na'vi. And I don't fuck with that. I did not like that one bit. It is too big. It is gonna eat me. I don't like anything that's like bigger than me. 10-foot range is a stay away zone.
Yeah, because if it wanted to if you wanted to plug in its sexual tail organ, you would not be able to stop it. That thing is gigantic and aggressive. And that unnerves me. I'll tell you what.
Oh, dude, if you go in there during mating season, it's not a good.
Yeah,
You're
for
gonna want to
anything.
carry a cattle
For
prod.
mating season, for anything. Avatars, pterodactyl, whatever, trees. They're all just interchangeable.
How
It's like when you get one of those. I got an outlet for Europe, and it's just got the U.S. prongs. It's got the Europe prongs. It's got the like Australia prongs or whatever. And it's like that's the Avatar's tail, baby. It doesn't matter.
I'm gonna regret this so much. Tim, if an Avatar was gonna try to plug its hair thing into you, where do you think that's going? Because on the Avatar homeworld, it's always things that protrude. It's not
the penis.
It's never. It's always penises. They're always docking. It's
No,
never like
I'm saying it's docking my penis. That's where it's going. Also, because it's got all those tentacle fingers.
Sure.
Like, come on, that'll feel nice.
I'm not convinced. I feel deeply sorry for anyone who happens to be listening to this while they're like driving to work.
It's like that bit on The Office with Dwight, where he's like, when two gay men have sex, how do they know whose penis is going to open to accept the other?
Oh my God. I forgot about that. Do you think that there's ever...
And that's
do you
the
remember,
Avatar thing.
Do you remember in The Amazing Spider-Man 2, they did a really stupid effect when Spider-Man, spoiler alert, is trying to catch Gwen Stacy when she's falling, and they try to do the really dramatic thing of like they show a slow motion shot of the web that he shot, and they make the end of it look like a hand that's reaching out to grab her.
Yeah.
Do you think in the same vein with the little hair things at the end of the Avatar tail, do you think, if it's ever like two avatars and they're like having a good time, they're just like broing out, do you think they ever just like have their little hand things dap? They're not like a full like docking. They just like dap up with those real quick.
Now I'm just picturing the little tentacle things forming a hand and it just giving my penis a handshake.
Like the Predator handshake.
just a regular old handshake, just a slight up and down.
No. You got to go full Predator. You got to go Carl Weathers and Arnold Schwarzenegger. Just the strong.
Yeah, the arm clasp. Just big old biceps bumping each other.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say cover yourself in mud and run.
Yeah, that's the only way.
You see one of those big avatars coming, you better hope its vision is not up to par.
Oh boy, if you're riding that Avatar ride in mating season, you're not covered in mud. God help you.
You gotta think the Avatar vision isn't too good because everything looks fuckable to them.
It's maybe that's the thing, is it's just the paradox of choice, They're just like where do you even start here? God, what a weird... We're getting 5 more avatars.
Yeah, that's crazy too. 5 more is nuts because they're already doing fire, right? That's the next one?
It might be. Maybe it's downgraded to like 4 more. Because the next one's fire, and you gotta imagine they're doing air after that. And my favorite thing of the trailer for the new Avatar movie is that they so proudly show you that the whale is back. And it's just like, don't worry, everybody. We didn't forget about him either. The whale is back. He's okay, and he's here.
Okay, should we get to that advice?
I think we're out of time for now, but thank you very much, everybody, for listening. We'll be back here again next week with something else, maybe the movie Weapons, maybe not, we'll see. So we will see you then, and until then, stay nerdy, everybody. Bye.
Stay nerdy. Bye.